My first film study video of the week will be about OBJ and Bateman, both returning from injury and having an impact in the Ravens' 25-9 win over the Texans. Of course, the offense was inconsistent. Even though Lamar completed 77% of his passes, which is a great number, there were a number of short passes in there, bubble screens out to the side, but OBJ and Bateman looked good, I thought. In the case of OBJ, 540 days off, 564 days off, something like that since the Super Bowl. Bateman didn't play much last season after, I think, week 4. And then I think he tried to play a little bit against the Bucks. And I think that was the last game that he played. I don't remember him going to New Orleans the next week. I think he was done at that point. He had not played until week 6 his rookie year. So over the course of 2 seasons, Bateman has played really not a whole lot more football than OBJ, because OBJ played with the Browns and then went to the Rams in 2021. So both of those guys coming back from injury, thought they looked good. They both had moments where they got open. Sometimes the ball went elsewhere. OBJ was open on multiple types of routes. Had the 2 big third down catches. A really nice block on Justice Hill's first touchdown run. Maybe not technique-wise perfect, but a lot of effort. I thought he showed a lot of effort on 2 other blocks. He seems to be totally bought into me. I don't think there's any question about OBJ's motivation and why he's here. I think he's here to play well and contribute, perform. I think he's here to win. That's just what it looks like to me. He also drew 2 defensive pass interference calls, I thought. So good start for him. Bateman, I think, only played like 22 or 24 snaps, something like that, maybe 23. He was open twice when the ball went elsewhere, meaning successfully went elsewhere. I think both of those situations it went to Zay Flowers, completed, but Bateman was also open. Point being, this is an OBJ and Bateman video, so we're talking about how capable they are. We're getting open. And I think the Texans are a better defense than people gave them credit for, and then some people are giving them credit for even after yesterday's game. They play fast. They recognize things well. Their game plan was fantastic, I thought. Softer coverages first and second down. Man coverage, some sticks blitz zero stuff on third down. Force Lamar to get rid of the football. Not allow him to scramble for first downs when it's 3rd and 8. There's some real brilliance in that type of game plan, and we're going to continue to see it. Talked about it in one of the previews and got some negative feedback that teams wouldn't do that. I have them running it 7 times in the first half, but that was live counting. So as I watch the film tonight, maybe I'll find out it was a little less than that. But Bateman had 3 catches, including a sliding grab, diving grab in the middle of the field when Lamar threw it like across his body, and then the very next play is when Lamar threw the interception intended for Zay Flowers against man coverage. Let's get to the film. Going to start with OBJ first. I'm trying to give you guys some of the information for the plays, so the player will be spot shadowed. This is a catch to Zay Flowers up top left side. Beautiful throw by Lamar. I think Jalen Petre is a little slow getting over there. There may be a miscommunication here on the coverage. Essentially a slot fade. Kind of works out like a smash concept where OBJ's run out into the flat or taking a flat route. Little comeback. And Zay Flowers running the slot fade. The nickel DB is just releasing Zay Flowers to the outside. Jalen Petre way too slow getting over there. Nice anticipation throw by Lamar. OBJ is just involved in the route. All right, so 1st and 10, 4th possession. Second quarter. OBJ is open now. If we're looking over there, it's a defensive pass interference call. People talking about no one's open. OBJ's open on the slant. Now, that may not be where Lamar is going, but he's open now. The ball's got to be out now if we're throwing it to him. Lamar appears to be either, his eyes appear to be looking in this area here, with the ball being thrown between that linebacker and the top of the numbers somewhere in there to OBJ. But as it stands, he doesn't throw the football. He's got to move around in the pocket some. Maybe he was throwing it intentionally underthrown to draw the defensive pass interference penalty, or maybe he was thinking OBJ was going to, work more to the outside. But in any case, worked out in our favor. We end up with a first down. First time that OBJ was targeted. Intentional grounding here. Jalen Petre is going to walk up. No one really is breaking off the route at all. So there's a real lack of awareness that the Texans might use this. I don't know that I would call this sticks blitz zero immediately, but once Petre walks up to the line, EA indicated that there was like 8, 9, or 10 seconds left on the play clock at this time. I don't know that to be true. I would suspect he's correct if he said it, but that's one of the things I don't keep track of during the game, so I don't know. But I do know that this is the look we got multiple times, and you can't blame anybody for guys coming free off the edge. It's very similar to what the Dolphins did in 2021, and so many other teams have done to us. We've got to have someone, whether it's Lamar, whether it's someone on the offensive line, check into some type of play to attack this. Now, Denzel Perryman ends up going underneath of Likely's route, and none of these guys that I'm aware of does anything in terms of recognizing, let me break this route off. It's just sticks down to the bottom side, though. It's press man against OBJ. I would suspect that teams are going to play some press man against OBJ. Younger, faster, corners more athletic at this point. So OBJ probably open on this backside dig. It's a cover 3, but Perryman's getting out of here pretty good. So Perryman's going to get in this window. It's not that Lamar should be throwing the football there. Again, we're talking about OBJ and Bateman. What are they doing? Are they getting open? Are they making themselves available for the football? If Lamar opens up off this play action and was to start to deliver the football, OBJ's going to be open on this in cut, but he's looking for flowers. He's looking for flowers often. You can't blame him. The guy had a hell of a day. I think 9 catches, 78 yards, something like that. And that's only because he lost yards on his last 2. I like the under center stuff, to be honest with you. I'd like to see us explore it a little more, put the defense in some conflict. When we were in our shotgun stuff, and this is a generalization here, to be honest with you, when we were in our shotgun stuff, there wasn't much conflict for the second-level players. There wasn't much reaction this way, and then it's something coming back against the grain. I didn't see a whole lot of those conceptually. There were some, don't get me wrong, but I wonder if we're going to be under center a little more next week against Cincinnati, but I could be wrong. Nice block down here in terms of the effort. Justice Hill's first touchdown run. I think Linderbaum and Zeitler are trying to combo this D-tackle up to Christian Harris. And Christian Harris isn't going to be able to. I know everybody talks about, we don't tackle with our head in front anymore. Well, this is what happens when you end up on the wrong side and you don't get your head to the opposite side or get the frame of your body to the opposite side. There's no way for you to stop this. Justice Hill isn't not nearly as big and strong as Christian Harris, just runs right through it. But we're focusing on OBJ. He came in there to lay a shot. He did. He didn't decleat the guy. Number 29's he's a unique player. I heard him talking about him all week. Look at these. They're both shoulder barging each other. OBJ at least, gets him out of there. Guy can't help out Christian Harris. And we get a touchdown run. Second touchdown, sorry. All right, 3rd and 8. Beautiful play here. Lamar kind of double pumps. I'm not sure. Maybe he's confirming that Nelson isn't going to jump it. But we got what we want. It's not a speed out, but it's an out cut on 3rd and 8. You see what I mean? Lamar's, if we throw this ball out here a little earlier, it's a little cleaner catch. The ball's a half tick late because he double pumped it. Now, it's great placement, if you ask me, from Lamar. Low and to the outside, away from the DB, really only giving the receiver a chance to catch it. So I think it was quite intentional and quite well placed, but the ball's a half step late. And I thought there was 5 or 6 opportunities to get rid of the ball earlier. Have no idea what Lamar was told in his helmet or if receivers should be breaking off routes sooner to make themselves available, but that's another one. All right, so this is an unbelievable throw. Great route by OBJ, winning on the backside. And, just it's one of those situations where sometimes people say, why is the ball thrown there? Why isn't he led upfield? Well, the safety is going from that side of the field. Lamar knows that. Got one safety spun down, presumably, to take away a slant by OBJ, and then this safety rolling over the top. So Lamar throws this ball further towards the sideline, and OBJ adjusts to it. Just a great athlete and a great throw. The location of this is designed to make OBJ the only guy who can make a play on the ball, and he did it. It's quite intentional, if you ask me. I thought it was the best throw of the day in terms of placement, timing, and the need that we had. Interesting, up top, we had the screen to Zay Flowers. We got 3-on-3 out here. It looks like the Texans playing man-free with a low-hole dropper in the middle of the field. Some people call it robber, whatever you want to call it. 3 Texans defenders. We didn't take it. I'm all for is getting Zay Flowers the ball. It's effective. we've got to go backside here sometimes, Bateman or OBJ. I certainly hope that Bateman's going to get some opportunities backside. For me, for my money, I think he's the best ISO player that we got, even though OBJ is going to be fantastic on third downs and in the red zone. I think it's going to be a super interesting matchup next week. They're going to try. The Bengals are going to try to get physical with him on the backside of 3-by-1 formations. I'm real excited to see how he responds. All right, on to Bateman. Second possession. It's a 2nd and 15, and we're in empty. I think there's going to be pressure. Ronnie Stanley's beat off the left side. Lamar kind of drifts out and across his body completes it to Rashod Bateman. It's a great catch. I think it's an underrated catch coming back to the ball. The attention that Zay Flowers is bringing here with these two safeties. And then you've got an underneath drag. It looks like Bateman is reading this. It looks like it could have been mesh, but Bateman appears to read out of it. Right about now. Not sure. A real hesitation there. Not sure what he's selling. If he's trying to sell a pick or a screen, there's no defender there to rub or screen. But I find Bateman to be really exceptional at adjusting when the play breaks down or when Lamar extends the play. And we need guys to be able to do that. This is a beautiful throw, even though it's across his body. And, you're really not supposed to, quote, do that. Lamar did it, completed it. On the very next play, obviously, we threw an interception to Zay Flowers. But fourth possession, 2nd and 18. I think this ball's out slightly late. But Lamar is not looking down here at first. He's looking to confirm coverage or something, I would guess. Or maybe some people would say look people off. But sometimes looking off is really just confirming coverage and then coming back to where you are. I feel like Lamar is, yesterday, 5 or 6 times, like I said, he's waiting until he's sure the receiver is open before he throws it. Maybe he's risk averse because he feels like, we had the advantage against the Texans. All we got to do is not turn the football over. And, of course, we did turn the ball over twice. I feel like he's a half beat late in getting some of these balls out. I think the ball's got to be out of his hands already because it's a long yardage to go. It's 18 yards to go. We could get the ball there sooner while the defense is still in their drop and give Bateman the opportunity to get 3, 4, or 5 more yards potentially. An additional side note, last year there were a lot of comments made about routes ending up in the same place. Guys running routes next to each other. It happens. It happens in every offense. Sometimes it's intentional. You want one guy to run flood there, and you want one guy to run, a little bit more vertical. Try to get this open space here. But it's 2nd and 18. You would presume that the corner safeties are going to be off. It's a cover 2. They are. They're off. Looks like Tampa 2, basically. Bateman underneath, 8-yard gain. 3rd and 5, 6th possession. Bateman is up top. Goes to Zay Flowers correctly. Lamar gets the ball out. Great timing, to Zay. Unbelievable agility. Likely doing a nice job of not getting a penalty. But we're focusing on Bateman here. So, we know the ball goes to Zay Flowers correctly. He's wide open. But Bateman's making himself available as well. Ball's already out. In case you don't see it, ball's here. So the ball's out quick here. Lamar's getting it out, letting the guy make a play. And this is not to say this is where the ball should have went. We're focusing on Bateman and OBJ. How are they playing? That could be a touchdown if we get the ball to Bateman. So I offer to you that even though he only had 3 catches, I'm not saying the ball should have went to him. I'm glad it went to Zay Flowers. We got the first down. That's all that matters. But Bateman is playing well enough. Opportunities like that he could take to the house. I mean, you're really only going to have one guy to possibly beat, and it ain't going to be the guy covering him who's already beat. I mean, you're going to have the safety who's breaking on the ball. Presumably would break down here. Bateman's going to be in a foot race to try to get to the sideline. OBJ would have to deal with that, defender, hopefully. But I think Bateman and OBJ played well. I think there's evidence of them getting open, making themselves available for the ball. In the case of Bateman, I think he could do more. I think Bateman could be a guy that gets 6 or 8 targets some games and has 4 or 5 or 6 catches. But I also think Bateman's a guy who can have impact if he only gets 3 or 4 targets. I'm thinking about the Miami game last year. Didn't really feel like he got enough targets. I don't know about you, going back to OBJ here, but I don't really feel like Bateman got enough targets in that game. Of course, he was going up against a really good corner, Xavier Howard. Let me know what you think. I think both of these guys played well, even though their stats are low, only 5 catches between them. Zay had 9 catches. It looked like at least 3 of Zay's catches was was designed, bubble screens and such to get him the football. Maybe pre-snap RPOs where Lamar has a run play to one side and a bubble to the other, which I'm all about all that stuff. I feel like we got to attack downfield a little more. Some of the situations where we did attack downfield against the Texans were pretty good to us. The 3rd and 6 completion to OBJ, the 20-yarder that you just saw, or 26-yarder that you just saw, I think to Zay Flowers, the 20-yarder under center play action where OBJ was running like the backside dig. You guys let me know what you thought of their play, what you think of my breakdown, showing you the film. Next video I'll have out, hopefully late this evening after the Monday night game, will be a look at David Ojabo and Odafe Owe. I thought those guys played with a lot of force. Appreciate you guys' time. Let me know what you think of the video in the comment section. If you think other Ravens fans would appreciate this content, please consider grabbing a link, sharing the link out on social media to help this video get more reach.